Change is not as difficult as it seems. Change is constant. Everyone knows that. But actually changing something in life isn't easy, because it means thinking differently and doing things differently. And honestly, most people aren't ready for that. Take a simple example we can all relate to: New Year's resolutions. Every year people set goals, but how many actually stick to them? Not many. According to Robert Maurer, on average, a person repeats the same resolutions for years without real change. And even those who succeed usually fail several times before they finally get it right. This doesn't just happen in personal life. It happens in organizations too. Companies set goals every year, but many fail to achieve them. So, what's missing? The answer is the Kaizen Way. Small improvements lead to big results. There's a simple but powerful idea. When you improve a little each day, eventually big things happen. Kaizen is all about continuous improvement through small steps. It focuses on using very little effort to improve a habit, a process, or even a product. This idea isn't new. It was used in different forms even before it became popular in Japan. After World War II, it played a major role in rebuilding the country, step by step. At an individual level, Kaizen includes simple but effective practices: asking small questions, thinking small thoughts, taking small actions, solving small problems, celebrating small wins, staying mindful of small moments. The key idea is simple. Change doesn't have to be painful or overwhelming. The Kaizen technique reduces fear. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with change is fear. And that fear comes from how our brain works. The brain has different parts, and one of them is responsible for triggering fear when we face something new or uncertain. Whenever you try to make a big change, your brain reacts as if it's a threat. That's why you feel resistance. That's why you hesitate. That's why you stop. But Kaizen works differently. Instead of big, scary steps, it uses tiny, manageable actions. These small steps don't trigger fear. They quietly bypass it. There's a part of the brain called the amygdala. It acts like an alarm system. Kaizen avoids setting off that alarm. And when that happens, your thinking brain, the cortex, stays active. That's where learning, creativity, and real change happen. Over time, these small steps reduce your resistance and make change feel natural. Small questions unlock creativity. In Kaizen, even the questions you ask matter. Instead of asking big, overwhelming questions, you ask small ones. For example, what can I do for 5 minutes today to improve? How can I save a little more money? These questions don't create pressure. They actually calm your mind. And something interesting happens. Your brain starts working on these questions in the background. Without stress, without fear. Your mind becomes more creative, more focused, and more open to solutions. Because small questions don't trigger the brain's fear response. They activate curiosity. Visualization helps you prepare. Another powerful idea in Kaizen is something called mind sculpture. It means using your imagination to prepare yourself for action. Instead of forcing yourself into something difficult, you first visualize it. You imagine yourself doing the task. You imagine how it feels, how it looks, how it sounds. This mental practice actually changes how your brain responds. It reduces fear and builds confidence. Many successful people, including top athletes, use this technique to improve their performance. It helps you prepare mentally, so when the time comes, taking action feels easier. Small actions create real change. Now comes the most important part. Action, but not big action. Small action, very small. For example, if you want to save money, start by carrying only a limited amount when you go out. If you want to exercise, start with just a few minutes. If you want to learn something new, start with one word or one idea a day. These steps may seem too simple to matter, but that's exactly why they work. They don't feel heavy. They don't feel stressful. They're easy to repeat, and when you repeat them consistently, they turn into habits. That's how real change happens. Fix small problems early. Sometimes it's not big obstacles that. Fix small problems early. Sometimes it's not big obstacles that stop us, it's small ones that we ignore. Kaizen teaches us to notice and fix these small problems early, because if you don't, they grow into bigger challenges later. And here's something important. Reward yourself, even for small progress, but keep it simple. Make it meaningful. Make it relevant. Keep it small. This keeps you motivated without depending too much on external rewards. Final thoughts. Change doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be painful. You don't need extreme effort or dramatic action. All you need is small steps, consistency, patience. Because real transformation happens slowly and naturally. Try this. Pick one goal you want to achieve. Then visualize it clearly, break it into small steps, take one small action regularly, and most importantly, stay consistent. Even something as small as a smile, a kind word, or a tiny effort can make a difference. You may not always see it immediately, but small actions have power. So start small and keep going.